This is a crazy ass story. It touched on, well, this controversy to begin with, and also other times that Aaron Rodgers has popped up on the Pat McAfee show, and well, he said far more explosive things and have made crazier claims, but I guess if you mess with somebody who's inside the club, you find out real fast that you're not in the club. Aaron Rodgers booted from ESPN's Pat McAfee show after mocking Jimmy Kimmel. Well, to be fair, he did a little bit more than just mock. He did make some passing allegations between Epstein and his island and Jimmy Kimmel. Like, it was maybe just a little bit more of a joke, but at the same time, he was still a joke at the end of the day. Like, this is a guy who just, also kind of danced completely and totally around the jab at the time when that was at the forefront of every woke marshal's mind. So he survived that, but he couldn't survive a light ribbing of Jimmy Kimmel, who decided to get real big mad and threaten a defamation lawsuit on the internet. And okay, he gets banned from being on ESPN's biggest talk show. Okay, cool. Are they not going to cover any New York Jets games next year? I'm just wondering. I'm just asking, because it really seems like this is probably, it says more about ESPN than it does about the Pat McAfee show. But let's take a look at this. Aaron Rodgers has been ousted from ESPN's Pat McAfee show for the rest of the season. The show's host said during his Wednesday show that Aaron Rodgers' Tuesday season 4 is done. According to the New York Post, Rodgers was scheduled to appear on the program through the Super Bowl. However, McAfee decided to give him the boot. I'm sure it was him who decided to give him the boot. Right. No, yeah, 1,000%. There's going to be a lot of people that are happy with that, myself included. I'm happy that it's not going to be in my mentions going forward, which is great news. We're a conversation show. People are having conversations. We live in a country that has freedom of speech, but also you're going to have to deal with the consequences of your freedom of speech. If he unironically said that was his response to canning somebody who he's had on his show as a regular guest. Fuck Pat McAfee. 1,000%. Oh, you can have freedom of speech, but at the same time, you gotta have consequences for your freedom of speech. Go fuck yourself, bitch. Deserve to be at ESPN. McAfee said, we're lucky to get a chance to chat with Rodgers and learn from him. Yeah, he's one of the best, if not the best quarterbacks of his generation. Yeah, you're very lucky that he's affording you some time. Some of his thoughts and opinions, though, do piss off a lot of people, and I'm pumped that this is no longer going to happen. It's going to be every single Wednesday of my life, which it has been for the last few years. Yeah, seriously, go fuck yourself, fucking spineless bitch. Earlier in January, late-night TV host Jimmy Kimmel threatened to take legal action against Rodgers after the New York Jets player suggested in the show that Kimmel might have ties to Epstein. Kimmel said Rodgers' reckless words have endangered his family. Oh, go straight to hell, the both of you. He warned Rodgers to cease such statements, emphasizing the further discussions on the matter might unfold in a court of law. Dear asshole. See, because it's like Aaron, but with an extra A for asshole. This humorous fuck. Yeah, we went over all of that stuff. Keep it up with this debate. Facts further at court. Oh my god. During the ESPN interview, Rodgers implied that Kimmel was among the individuals who frequented Epstein's infamous private island. Yeah, exactly. He said, what, I'm going to pop champagne, have a drink on me, if some names end up getting released on a list. But that's a joke. You can kind of play it off, and if you were a decent host, you could go ahead and simply spin it back around to, a topic that you want to discuss. That's what a good host does, not some frat boy who's just trying to get in good with the establishment powers. But in the grand scheme of things, man, like, there's a lot of people that are after this guy's neck, okay? Pat McAfee, well, he has a lot of irons and a bunch of fires, and he's really enthusiastic about the shit that he does. In the grand scheme of things, man, he just wants to be loved. He just wants to be in the in-group. That's why he signed this big old ESPN deal, even though he was absolutely killing it over there on YouTube. I would see him recommended in the, the live section whenever his show would go up, and he'd have like 30, 40,000 people tuned in at any given time. He was getting huge sponsorship opportunities. He didn't need the $85 million contract that ESPN afforded him, but why did he take it? Because he wanted the fame, he wanted the clout, he wanted the access. access that Disney affords them. ESPN's a Disney brand, by the way, in case you didn't know. So, of course, anybody who pushes against the narrative, see Aaron Rodgers, oh, no, you got to excise him. You can't be following him. We've seen these type of tactics play out before from other people that have been affiliated to any one of the Disney brands. Probably one of the most famous examples was, in fact, Gina Carano, who was told under no confusing terms that she needs to unfollow certain people on social media. Oh, you're liking some very damaging tweets for some people that really don't like the direction that we're taking Star Wars. Yeah, we're going to need you to get rid of that. Yeah, and we're also going to need you to put your pronouns in your bio. Something that Gina at least had the tenacity to stand up against, but Pat McAfee, he was more than willing to just bend over and grab his ankles. Never trust a punter. But yeah, the mainstream, my guy, never going to accept you. You should probably just reconcile with that. But no, you'll just continue to tank your credibility. Go to hell. Pat McAfee needs to produce better ratings to be worth $85 million. So yeah, you take probably your most memorable and one of your most viral segments, okay? You take away Aaron Rodgers, even if it's just shelving him for a couple of weeks. It's going to do a lot of damage to your overall brand, and the people that were just paying attention to, what you were doing, just going to, it's like, yeah, just kind of a one-stop shop, catch-all for all the sports talk that's out there. There are other independent outlets that are going to do it better than you that won't come with all of the woke moralizing, all of the placating to the powers that be. Like, this is only a bad move for you. And what's the upside? Like, I understand why you would do it. I just don't see, with so many other examples that are out there right now, why you would do it. It's always about the numbers, not just the word. And that's how big-time sports TV talent is judged, and it will be no different with Pat McAfee. Upon hiring McAfee in the fall, ESPN knew he would be a headache. They even agreed to it, allowing him to swear on its air, wear a tank top, and keep ownership of his show. ESPN executives correctly believed if you are hiring McAfee, you can't neuter him. And then the story comes out today. This is from, January 4th, by the way, and I just thought that it was a beautiful contrast. You can't neuter him until you neuter him. ESPN has appeal as a WWE-style talk show. Yeah, exactly. And you're complaining about the ratings, but then making a reference to WWE. How appropriate. Talk show host who brings energy. ESPN wants an audience that has become younger. Wants its audience to become younger, in theory. Oh, wow. Kind of like Bud Light. Except, to be fair, though, the ESPN downfall has been going on much longer than Bud Light's. McAfee could or should bring that, but 36-year-old former Pro Bowl punter does what he wants. Yeah, and I'll keep it a buck. The people that tune into the McAfee show on a regular basis, as somebody who just dabbles in some sports coverage every once in a while, that's like your Tucker Carlson viewers, that's like your Fox News viewers. They're transient. I love you guys for checking out the channel, but at the same time, younger viewers don't check out anachronistic ways of expounding upon the media. Like, doesn't happen. This week, McAfee paid show contributor Aaron Rodgers defamed star ABC. Paid show contributor Aaron Rodgers defamed ABC late night host. Oh my God, the late night prince. Jimmy Kimmel, by falsely implying that Kimmel would be on the Epstein list. The implications of kid enjoyment resulted in Kimmel blasting Rodgers on social media and threatening to take him to court. Which brings us to the numbers. Oh my God, since the inception of the McAfee show on ESPN in the fall, Stephen A. Smith and First Take are handing McAfee a 583,000 viewer lead-in. Wow, that would be big numbers. It was a streaming show, but what the fuck? That's ESPN's top-rated show? Holy shit, man. Like, they're in the tank. And McAfee is maintaining just 302,000, which is a 48% drop compared to the same window last year, which featured SportsCenter. McAfee is down 12%. On FS1, Colin Cowherd's show nearly beaten McAfee on the same day and saw 19% growth from last year with an average of 156,000 viewers. But yeah, when he was exclusively on YouTube, like I was saying, like, he was getting 30, 40,000 people, and he was pushed probably with a little bit of help from the establishment over at YouTube to the top of the recommended, but at the same time, he was maintaining that audience, and every VOD of all of those shows, he would get millions of views on top of that, just showing how outdated the ESPN cable model is. They've been reconciling that for a while. No wonder if Stephen A. Smith's 583,000 is top of the charts over there. No wonder they're soiling themselves over the opportunity to get a 1.5 from Monday Night Raw. Now ESPN counters those numbers by noting McAfee's direct-to-consumer and social media following. It is a point that has taken our new media world. Yeah, that's also the same way that his one-time employer, the Fed, loves to really spin it. Oh, don't look at our traditional cable numbers, even though that's what ends up paying the bills. No, we're big on social media. Trust us, our clips go super viral. Totally organically, by the way. No, not at all being helped pushed by the algorithm. No. The show averages 403,000 viewers on YouTube, according to ESPN. Well, you could just go check that if you want. Those numbers are up there. As we previously reported, ESPN is paying McAfee in excess of $85 million over 5 years to license his show and appear on College Game Day, while Rodgers is paid more than $1 million a year to be a weekly guest on the program. ESPN believes McAfee deals will be profitable for it. Of course, you don't hand out contracts expecting to lose on it. Okay, this isn't Marvel. But it is Disney, so who really knows? They'd just be throwing out money like that. Question is, can McAfee last in a Disney universe? McAfee never finishes contracts. He failed with FanDuel, yes, DAZN, Bet Online, SiriusXM, and the Fed, to name a few. So on McAfee's lasting the full 5 years in an ESPN contract, put us down for the under. Yeah, exactly. And everybody in mass media doesn't like you, Pat. Doesn't like you. And you firing. Well, it's not even him. It was just the higher-ups, obviously. He was getting paid by ESPN. Rodgers is. You towing the company line that hard, it's not going to endear you to any of those younger fans that are out there that think Aaron Rodgers is, hashtag GOAT or whatever the kids say now. Definitely not mid, but they think you're kind of mid, and they don't tune in to cable television to watch your outdated program. You're trying to appeal to boomers, and boomers are now getting to a point where they're cutting the cord and going to alternative media. Oh well, another day, another Disney L, just a different venue this time around. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.